folks, on this subject, a few thoughts from me. I mean, I really want to still talk about how Joe Biden has absolute zero authority to take classified documents as a senator and as a vice president, or the incredible two-tier justice system where Trump has been charged with 40 criminal counts in the documents case, while Biden gets zero charges. All this stuff still burns me up, but we're going to get to it over the course of the show. But there is a financial story that deserves more attention than it's getting, and that is the new congressional budget estimates that Joe Biden's baseline over the next 10 years, these numbers are a fiscal fiasco. Government spending and borrowing puts us squarely on the road to bankruptcy. Over the next 10 years, Biden's spending goes, get this, his spending goes from $6 trillion to $10 trillion. His budget deficit goes from $1.7 trillion to $2.6 trillion. His borrowing from the public goes, are you ready for this? From $26 trillion, which is bad enough, all the way to $48 trillion, which is unbelievable. The Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, gives us useful 50-year averages with which to compare. So Biden's spending as a share of GDP goes from 21% to 24%. His borrowing goes from 48% of the economy to 116% of the economy. And even with all that government stimulus, the economy is projected to grow by barely 2% over the next 10 years. So, while on the one hand, the Federal Reserve is trying to restrain inflation, the Biden administration's massive spending and borrowing is really like an inflation accelerator. At least it has the potential. And by the by, even while all this government spending and borrowing has temporarily stimulated higher GDP growth, temporarily, it also, in part, what I call the affordability crisis, where lower inflation recently does not delete the big price hikes over the past 3 years for essentials like groceries or gasoline or electricity. Ordinary working folks have lost nearly 5% of their real wages over the past 3 years. And this as a result of the lingering effects of Biden inflation. According to a recent TIP poll, 6 in 10 people live paycheck to paycheck, and 24% have zero emergency money in the bank. By the by, groceries up 20%, gasoline 34%, electricity up 24%, the overall CPI up nearly 17%, as Edward Lawrence said. And if you measure this on a pre-pandemic basis, middle-class family income went up more than $6,000 during the Trump years, has fallen roughly $4,000 under the Biden regime. We've had better than expected GDP growth the last couple quarters, but much of it has come from government spending and borrowing. Meanwhile, the private business economy has been flat, may actually be in a recession. Now, you read about major layoffs in finance, for example, and tech, but you never read about layoffs in government, ever. Private wages are rising a little over 4%, but government wages are rising almost at a 10% clip. So like I say, the Fed may be trying to hold down the money supply, but with massive government spending, it's going to be hard to restrain inflation on any kind of permanent basis. And incidentally, the CBO numbers show it is a spending problem. It is not a tax revenue problem. Over the past 50 years, revenues have stayed at about 17% of GDP, and the CBO estimates that's about just where they're going to be in the next 10 years, leveling off at 17% of GDP. No. It's the spending problem, stupid, or it's the borrowing, stupid, and it's got to stop. We need a growth budget that would thoroughly reform spending and the civil service bureaucracy that does the spending. We need something like the Grace Commission, which was established 40 years ago by President Reagan. And that thing found trillions of dollars of wasteful spending inside the federal government. We need to keep the Trump tax cuts permanent to maintain supply-side incentives for the private sector business rebound. And then here's the thought. How about a return to something called executive budget impoundment? That's right, budget impoundment. This was taken away about 50 years ago during the Watergate scandals, but it would be a very useful presidential tool to deregulate spending and red tape. So watch former President Trump talk a lot more about this in the weeks and months ahead. Lord knows we need it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.